All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and Radio Network coming to you live from the United States of America. Welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. All right, let me just do this. All right, so today I get a very important guest. We been on come at this program before, and let me just make this video. Okay, no, hold on. Okay, so I get a very important guest. We been on come at this program. This now one of the contestants for the APC chairmanship. We na Dr. Suphian Kalokoh. Mr. Dr. Kalokoh, thank you very much for coming to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's start with the very important issues. We all know saying things are not going well in a salon, and looking at the situation, it's every Sierra Leonean is concerned. And as somebody we they try for vie for the chairmanship of the APC USA, way that the biggest, most influential branch within the APC party. Anything will affect APC again for affect this branch. And as a chairman looking at this situation, what are you on take?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity. And it really, heartbreaking for we they meet under this kind of circumstance because we all day in pain. The whole country day in pain. And this not get nothing for do with APC or SLPP or any party. Anybody when a patriotic Sierra Leonean we care about the country, they in pain right now. And I want to take a moment for ask every Sierra Leonean who say ever you day for we all pray for we country, let we pray for we people them, and let we, remember the people who lost their lives and the families we then left. Now a loss for the entire country. The next thing what I want for say, from where then all they happen, I don't hear people talk about the legal side of things, the right to protest and the right for the police to enforce the law. And that one they all correct. I get that very clear. But I think let's talk about the human side of this. We are a country of only a little over 7 million people. And we all somehow connected with each other. We all are brothers and sisters. Sierra Leone, a wonderful country. It's a great multi-ethnic society. Everybody, they link up with everybody. Everybody, they married everybody. And so if you begin for trace your connections, they really go far before you cross outside your own party, outside your own ethnic group, outside your own region, and you go find, brothers and sisters and relatives where you share DNA with. We belong to other ethnic groups, we belong to other party and everything. And so, we all need for take a pause and be very careful about, this, artificial division, we they create because of political expediency. And it takes me to the very next point about this whole politics. We all fought very hard. We end up actually the fought war for figure out how we want for run we own country. And we all come together and decide, say, we create a multi-party system. For give Sierra Leoneans the opportunity for join party, for form party, and for let we all compete against each other with one provision. And that provision, they often they overlook them, but now it don't become clear. Say that one they actually are the most important in among all the things we'll agree. We'll put this Constitution 1991. We talk say this new political competition we they conduct them based on ideas, based on programs, based on actual performance. And that competition, as a matter of necessity, it gets for being non-violent. And with the challenge for we own generation now how we go eliminate and end political violence na the competition na salon. Violence not ever solve any problem. And all it does, first of all, it a cloud the most important issues where people really want to talk about. I mean, the hardship where they go on a salon now, my God. If you go salon, I know the last time where anybody go salon, but I mean, people are really suffering. It's there is so much work to do na salon. And when you introduce violence, you they cloud all the things and the people not get time for talk about them. Now violence and they talk about. But there's an even more damaging aspect of the introduction of violence in this conversation. Once you introduce violence, all of the excellent Sierra Leoneans, well trained, well meaning, well qualified, well experienced, you dey scare them away from politics. And if there's one difference between waiting they happen in countries like Salon and most of Africa and waiting they happen now, is that in the Western world, including USA, Udeso, in America, now the best and the brightest, now then they go into politics. The Harvard guys, the Yale guys. And so what happens is, in the end, now then people here, they pass legislation. Now then they design government policy. Now then they implement government policy. Now then they manage the judicial, the legal system. So we una get una very brightest, una best citizens, they manage what actually is the most important aspect of our own society. And what thing that happen in Africa, certainly in Sierra Leone, is most of the time it's not the people where really not get a whole lot for offer. You now they're most active in politics, and so the country they end up lost, and the one them we really want for come in, then get 1 foot in, 1 foot out, then they observe, then they look for, and so once violence comes in, then you just give them a reason for stay out, or the one the way they in for already come out. And so we all need for make a collective resolution as a country, as a people, for say violence not a help we. It never has, it never will help us. We need for start for talk to each other. There are really stark differences. We don't make this argument enough, and I will make this argument all day long. I think we APC, we can govern Sierra Leone far better than the SLPP has done so far. I also believe, say, this president not to succeed. He's not doing what we elect him for do. Certainly not to do what he promised for do. And I believe, say, we for campaign very hard for remove him next June 24th, and we will. But the only way for do that is not actually through the ballot box, and actually not the best way, because in that regard, we not only remove him legitimately, but we also elect we new president in a legitimate way, and he go govern, with the consent of the people.
Yeah, thank you very much for that because it's very important for now we know same. Um, in a multi-party democracy, there is always going to be disagreements, but the disagreements should always um, be within the interest of the country. Before we go to the politics of the APC in America, I just want for ask you, like what you don't talk so, how we as a country go able for revert some of this toxic political environment where we don't generate in that country for the past 4 years. What's in the way forward as citizens of that country there?
One of the things what I think we need for do immediately, because it looked like a for say once we pass the 1991 constitution and we manage for elect the first government under that constitution, they win a President Kaba in government. It looked like say we all sort of conclude for say now we have a democracy. Well, not to so it a work actually. We need for be eternally vigilant. We need for take the next step and really educate ourselves. Democracy is about way more than majority rule. It's about minority rights, it's about individual rights, it's about restraint on power, and it's a lot more. So we need for take that time for educate ourselves. And we also, as I said before, we need for explain and sort of draw the nexus between violence and retrogression of democracy. We need for show people, the ordinary Sierra Leoneans, the people in state power, the police, the army. We need for show how violence they can we all go beyond. Because if we really explain that one, it's easy for show people say no matter whose side of that conversation you did, whether now you know the sitting government, the police, the army, or ordinary citizen, when there is violence, everybody they lose. And we need for really bring that one day home in a very logical way. Love explain to people, but then love also explain the alternatives way available to people. Democracy is a lifestyle. It not happen overnight, and a continuous advocacy, continuous education, and let people then understand, and let people then know the power of the ballot. I mean, you speak, I mean, really the best way for speak in a democracy is through the ballot box.
We just lost one of the most hardworking APC member when Hassan Dumbuya, aka Evangelist Samson. I don't talk to this guy multiple times now. This platform here, now this broadcast platform, and looking at this guy in Taiwan, waiting na you advise specifically to young youth, because I know say yes, you don't advise on the general population, but specifically most of the things and way they happen nowadays. Now the young youth then way either politicians or individuals then they go use, then at the end of the day then dump them. What thing are you advise to young youth them, especially people like Evangelist Samson who don't know so?
My first advice to young people now for become personally aware, personally conscious. Take the time for educate yourself. I think everybody need for get involved in this conversation, whether you join political party or you just join an interest group or anything, but you need to get involved. And so that one did not for stop at all. However, all the youths need for know this, never just follow. Educate yourself and find an independent reason why you believe in what you they do. And once you do that, then keep going. Let nothing not stop you. Now, obviously, we all get for the talk to we self and advise we self and educate we self follow stay na the correct lane, which is the non-violent lane. In that sense, we each become, our brothers and sisters keeper, and we each try for conduct we self in a way where they show say all we want for do now for advocate we own position. And if we stop for do that, then the country stop for exist, because this, the young people, they are not our future leaders. They are leaders today. Everybody in a leader in your way, from the president down to the last Sierra Leonean. We are all leaders of our country. And so the youth for continue for, I think that they forget even more engaged now than before. But the way to do that is to really be personally educated. Go beyond just the singing, the dancing, get better at understanding the issues. If you talk about inflation, make an effort, and we always, get the ability, we can conduct seminars and teach people, why there is inflation, waiting they go on, waiting the government they do wrong, why, things are so difficult in the country. Explain to them, at least let them understand, and then self able pass them on to other people. So I think the engagement not for stop, but the I think the need for being more educated individually and understand what actually they go on in the country. Because if you take the time, you go see exactly the government we wanna elect, waiting then they do right and waiting then they do wrong. And when the president talk, you go know better. You go know if it a lie, you go know say it a lie. If it talk the truth, you go know say it a talk the truth. But I think the only way you can do that is to get yourself individually educated.
All right. So as always, the tradition here is if you dey watch we if you get any comments for we guest, please just put that at the comment section of the program. If you dey watch me from Facebook, as always, Facebook get a comment section. Just type and it. We go read that now. If it possible, we guys go able from respond to some of the comment them. The same thing with Facebook. Now let we come to the politics of the APC USA, in which you are running for be the next chairman of the APC USA. I think we don't talk about this sometimes ago, but one for the one that we don't know, um, not been the listen for America, we repeat it again. The APC party, the APC USA branch, now the most influential and biggest branch in the diaspora. We get a unique position within the APC party. We get a unique opportunity for make every member of the APC USA branch be recognized and make sure we do the things that we necessary for we party. However, the problem we get right now is now we didn't have the opposition. And when you didn't have the opposition, there are so many things that way they run against you. Some people then join a political party because of self-interest. If they know they benefit at that time, they know they do well. They know they participate. So if you become the chairman of the APC USA, waiting at the mechanism where you put for recruit more members, and also the existing members them try for hold them so we all were able to contribute for the benefit of the party.
Thank you. The amazing thing will happen to we, me don't be president of the Carolina chapter in governance and now in the opposition. And something amazing happened to the APC. I come back from Salon after the election, discouraged, and I call my predecessor and hope say we go able put the chapter together and whatever nucleus, if people then get for left the chapter, move on, whatever nucleus get for left, we go able to manage them and keep the skeleton long enough for their election reach back. Now the opposite actually now happen, and this is what is so amazing about William Party. People in all the time where I don't deny in leadership na the USA branch na I have never seen greater enthusiasm than we see today. The people became more fired up after we lose the election. People, started contributing more. The people who have been sitting on the sideline, then joined the APC. The people who even been there against we started asking about potentially joining the APC. I mean, my own chapter now don't grow leaps and bounds in the last 4 years. It's incredible. But I think it happened because once we get this new government, it not take long for let people then see the difference. People see, the APC in governance just the other day, and then they see these new guys and they make the conclusion very quickly. So whoever they aspire to leadership now, this USA branch is already really lucky because half the work has been done for you. The performance of this government and the enthusiasm what they see at the branch means say all you really need for do now for present credible plans for take advantage of this enthusiasm and galvanize people into action. People are ready to work, people are ready for contribute, people are ready for do whatever it takes for move the APC forward. And I get for tell you in my travels around this branch and talking to people everywhere, people have come to truly believe that between these two political organizations, the future of Sierra Leone will be better with the APC in governance than the SLPP. I mean, I don't see I'm not talk because me na APC. And so waiting we need na credible leadership. But if you again I emphasize this because with all this enthusiasm, people still, particularly in this side of the world, different from Salon, Naya, people get very high standards, very high expectations of the leader. People expect credibility, people expect integrity, people expect honesty, people want action, people want let you tell them, not to wait you talk all right. Now let we take action and let we make something happen. And people also want for let we really assert ourselves as, like you said, the largest and most powerful overseas branch of the party. This not time where we really supposed for to provide resources, financial and otherwise, leadership, policy advice, and really, make major contributions. And traditionally, now so it don't be. So I mean, hopefully we go able for continue for do that. But I can't wait for we get new leadership now because this place is crying for leadership.
So, well, let me ask you this question because a lot of people that will watch with them will still want to ask you the same question. We know say other candidates then they run now this branch themselves for the same position. Waiting make you the most suited candidates at this time than the other candidates.
Um, me candidacy really evolve almost naturally. I don't be chapter president from 2015. So me, anybody when know the USA branch, know say now the federation of chapters, now they really they run this branch. Now the local chapters, now they all the action they happen. The chapter presidents now then they talk to them people now then they hear the sentiment within they express now they all the money they come out now they all the contributions they come out and everything. And so we the chapter presidents have been at the center of the administration of this branch for all the time we meet on dinner. So we observe everything we wrong, and I get for emphasize everything we offend wrong. My opponent has been at the dead center of it throughout. And we have been in conversations and we have screamed, we don't yell, we don't complain, we don't contribute, we don't do all kinds of things. And then we end up really come together and decide, say, oh, okay, I think now time for we take this branch and run them the correct way because we savvy. Now we they in touch with the people. Now we they in close touch with the people. So we identify five things we want to accomplish, and we have never changed them because those five things they not come from textbook. They come from the time we'll spend talking and listening to people. Now so we come up with those five things for tell people say we want for raise money, we want for recruit people, we want for expand opportunities for we company, especially youth and women. We want for handle the political discrimination against dual citizens, and we want to bring people together. And more than ever before, this one particular fifth one I mentioned is critical. And everywhere you go, when you talk about these issues, you almost feel like you talk about waiting people they talk about, not in living rooms. All the APC people, that's what they have always wanted, and it's not complicated. But above all of this, people being really want somebody with credible, somebody will get integrity. And now that I bring to people, me and my brother Kebi Toure, then I apologize for him. But we come together and decide, say, the two of us put together go present an excellent example of waiting people really they look for now this country. And the point where me don't make many, many times is that I get tremendous respect for my opponent. But quite frankly, I think they in a position for promise anything anymore because we don't see them already. And waiting we see it don't be part of, now actually we don't want. And now that we want for change, and we believe say we can and should do better. And this is not the time for us to do that.
Well, there is a problem where right now at the sea they go on not only within the APC party itself, and it don't generate into bigger problems. And quite recently, Alfred Peter Conte sent out a press release where he appoint lawyer Sori Trawali for make he be a caretaker, kind of a chairman of the APC branch, and in recognized. But I also say this current the current administration we may belong to pull out a press release again say no, they know they recognize Alfred Peter Conte, said, and they carry on with this problem where they go on. So when do you think um, a convention is going to take place, and how you think say the potential for problems that convention? They now we get two groups then where they recognize as now the legitimate. So literally, in don't accept the appointment. Unisa Kanu they say no. So what's the implication then for we convention when the time reach?
I really believe say 25-man elections committee will then get for set up. Then we'll resolve that issue there in good time before we get to the convention. And that one they actually they keep me up na net and I continue for pray for them and every opportunity I get now for talk to them. We all na APC. This 21-man committee, I don't see not to the first time. It's happened more than once where they don't put out, contradictory and competing press releases, and it's not good for we all. I mean, this 21-man committee, they need for figure out for the sake of, not just for the sake of the APC, but more importantly, for the sake of the country. I mean, the APC is almost on a rescue mission now for Sierra Leone. And so we all were involved in leadership, need for figure out a way for let we work together in real APC tradition. Let we consult and let we make decisions together. And so then compete in public, the statements and display, it hurt the party, it hurt themselves with the in leadership. So really, I continue for pray and any voice who are able for other, always they try for do that, for let them come together and figure out a way for work together. And I hope say when they put together this 25-man committee, then we're able to resolve all of them issue here. I respect both of them people. I really not get any particular comment about, Unisa Kanu, Sorita Ali. I just get tremendous respect for. And as I do for all of the people with they in leadership now, I just get me respect because it takes major sacrifice we they make. But about the convention, the one good thing we'll get going for us is that, from waiting at the year, it not look like we get a totally unknown person running for the presidential nomination right now. It seemed to me like most of the people who are the year say they run. Now people we not to know APC no more sabi, but the country sabi them. Most of them were at the year. So that one they help we small in the sense that, even if we not get plenty time, the nomination, most certainly the presidential nomination get for be contentious, as you might expect, right? And part of the reason why it's so contentious is that it almost certain say the presidential nominee of the APC is going to be the president of the republic come 2023. So it intensify the competition for the APC nomination, understandably. But I think we go come together. I mean, we have always done that. And we have had very close conventions in the past. We have had very difficult nominations in the past. But in the end, we come together. And I think we will do that again.
Do you support for the 21-man committee based on the order where the court give them for make them resolve membership issue?
That the judge do a really bad job, I get for, and I'm speaking just as a lawyer. In that judgment day, there are several things wrong with the way we write that judgment day, but that's okay. It's the judge, and we get to live with that. You resolve membership issue is it almost has no legal effect whatsoever. It's not. What does it mean? And you don't issue a judicial directive that ambiguous. It is subject to more than one interpretation. So what do you mean by that? And if we don't know what you mean, we can't do it. You see what I mean? Eh? Now, here is what I know. Membership issues are determined by the constitution of the APC, and the highest decision-making body of the APC is the National Delegates Conference. And so, I mean, really, the 21-man committee is not a creation of the APC constitution. It's a creation of a judicial order. So I don't really know exactly. Somebody need for, and I open, but nobody has been able to explain to me how the 21-man committee, they resolve the membership issue. Because if I mean, I open, if you explain them to me, I go understand them, and I'm trained to understand this sort of stuff, but I can't find it and I can't see it, and nobody has ever really explained to me. So the judge probably, I think he threw it in there. I don't know if he meant to actually throw it in there, but it's not helping anybody.
Um, we know when they talk about the APC USA branch, if you become a chairman of the APC party, and waiting at the prerequisites for if the APC party can have power. For example, we see like the SLPP where they kind of power the UK branch, then lobby so much, and it happened for the same. Na dey mother be been there. It been there actually, but it been don't go with and call them. So then lobby and so much that when it kind of power, most of the appointment when it come out from the diaspora, come out from the UK. Um, waiting are you own strategy for make sure say the APC USA branch or the diaspora in general will get a fair share of the positions there in case we win the election in 2023.
You know, it's hard to say this without, sounding, uh, cocky, right? But please let it not come across that way. But, it, we get advantage, big advantage in the sense that we are truly, factually the most powerful branch of the APC abroad. And I mean factually in terms of the numbers, in terms of the amount of money will they contribute, in terms of the talent we available now. And what I go say to you is that, it, you know, uh, yeah, as chairman of the largest overseas branch, and with my own personal training, with the confidence what I don't build over time, working in high places and all, I think I get enough gravitas. I think I get enough access for able open doors for people. And waiting will back me up is the fact that truly the Sierra Leonean community now, the United States, don't do extremely well in terms of training, in terms of qualification, in terms of experience. And so we get something for sale. And so if the new APC president really they look for true talent for recruit people, there's no better place to go than the United States. And we are going to push that. Man, are we going to push that? So if now lobby power, I think we have that more than all the other branches combined.
Um, I want to go to the comments. Comment don't begin come in. I go start with Ajibu Jalo. Ajibu Tijan Jalo. Say greetings to our virtuous, decorous, diligent, and ever so ready USA branch chairman in waiting. So what you want
Now,
to say?
now bias audience that one. Now me brother, now my favorite brother. So so una not listen to now bias audience. He knows I love him. Yeah, you know say I did for you, bruh.
Let's go to um Delwyn Thomas. He say, as the chairman of the USA branch, how do you plan to work with the new diaspora executive watching from Northern Ireland?
Oh, good question. Excellent question. I think no matter how well I answer that question, it get for be a partial answer, only because one, the position itself is new. So we not ever get a chairman of the diaspora in the APC constitution. So the position is going to be new. And two, the person we get for occupy this position also get for be new. And so we all get for come together in any executive and all the executives of the numerous branches across the world. I think there's probably 20 or so branches now at the APC. We all get for come together and define that relationship, how it get for work. The hierarchy itself is defined very clearly. The chairman get for be the chairman of the diaspora get for be higher placed and go even get a seat in NAC, and is supposed for speak on behalf of all the branches in NAC meetings. So we get for recognize that. In terms of the dynamic itself, I think it's also going to matter how politically savvy this new chairman get for be, particularly because it get for unlike, so if you think about how the hierarchy they work, the chapter presidents na the USA, they are so powerful because now they actually they na the ground, now then they see the people, now then they talk to them, now then they visit them. That's what makes us so strong and powerful. If you go up to the branch, you are a little bit detached from the everyday. members, but you're still close enough. Now, imagine you as chairman of a diaspora. If na America you come out, then the diaspora, then Europe, na Asia, na Africa, and you're holding meetings via Zoom, get for dinner Gambia all the time, they see people. So it's going to take real political savvy for bring people together. And all them branch chairman, yeah, they're very strong, very sophisticated people. So you get for really figure out a way to work with them. We in the USA branch, if by the generosity of the people of this branch, they make me the chairman. We actually don't already plan for make a trip to Sierra Leone and sort of put, a service level agreement between we and the Secretariat na Freetown, how we get for work for the term of office within GIWI in terms of membership registration, in terms of payment of dues, in terms of information flow from we to them, from them to us, in terms of decision making. And we get for SIDOM and document all of that. We go travel and go there with ideas where we don't document, and we go SIDOM and exchange with them and come back with a very clear service level agreement. That's what we plan for Duam. But I go listen to all my fellow chairman them, if na me win all the other chairmen across Africa, Asia, and the new chairman of the diaspora,
Or when you win instead of if.
by the grace of God.
All right. So I just want for continue for tell with viewers then say if you get comments now for put under the comment section of the platform where you they watch we from. I they continue for read the comments where we now put. If you get any question for Dr. Suphian Kalokoh where they run for the APCUSA branch chairmanship, just put under the comment section. Now I get a question for you where I want because you talk about the diaspora. During the time of the APC party, His Excellency Dr. Anes Baikoroma created an office called Office of the Diaspora, right?
Mhm,
And that office, they are not think say it been do well. And before he left power, the office became dormant. If we can have power, how you go able? The idea of the office is very very important.
mhm,
The office is not because the APC get the diaspora and coordinator, which is exclusively for the APC,
mhm,
but you get the office of the diaspora way now for every Sierra Leonean.
mhm,
How you go able advocate if we can have power
mhm.
again for make sure say we able for bring back that office there and make for make it benefits the diaspora more than the way it been they operate.
Excellent point. So I really get a lot of interest in that particular office. Yes, been I think say they mean create that office out of just a need to connect the diaspora with the government na Freetown. And also the diaspora coordinator be exist because the position not recognized by the 1995 constitution of the APC. So once we elect this new regional chairman, the diaspora coordinator office goes away. It no go exist anymore because now we actually get a constitutionally elected chairman of the diaspora region. Now it's the sixth region of the APC. So, but I think we need a diaspora office physically in a Freetown because all of the lobby, we'll get for the lobby, for access, for jobs, for electoral opportunities, and for all of the programs we want to implement on behalf of the diaspora and in collaboration with we colleagues, we did it. Some of them are legislative, some of them are policy. And so we need a group of people where, get the responsibility for liaise with we directly on a daily, ongoing basis. And I, especially because the new regional chairman of the diaspora, as a matter of necessity, get for the go Freetown quite frequently because then they hold NAC meetings. So we hope with the establishment of the office inside there, with 20 or so chairmen of branches across the world, and with a new regional chairman of the diaspora, we go be connected enough and plugged in on the ground enough for law able for implement we program them. The one thing we me go like for do, and we have had it working. You don't test that one day Nayana, the USA branch, and it worked wonderful for we. We have a loose sort of camaraderie, brotherhood, sisterhood of chapter presidents. We realized very early on, Naya, we will all take over the chapters for say, now we actually get for do this work. Now we they do the grunt work. Now we they collect the money. Now we they collect the dues. Now we they talk to the people, and so we decide for sort of loosely create a group for how they meet and talk. Sort of like you have the National Governors Association in the United States and all that kind of thing, and it becomes a forum for we for how they exchange idea and take common positions. I think we need for create that one day we the chairman of the branches outside of the chairman of the diaspora for how they talk to we self, for how know waiting matter to the comrades na Sweden, and Denmark and Germany and Australia, and let them know and exchange ideas and bounce off of each other. And we will also use that for pressure policy for the region as well.
Let's go back to the comments. Abubakar Bundu say very good program. I know than this bias.
Yes.
Abdel Jallo say the best man to lead APC USA branch.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Augustine Ture say, how are you preparing to work with the other leaders of the APC party around the world to bring APC back to power? I think you answered this, but for the sake of the question, you can go back and answer.
Yes, excellent question. I mean, this their forum, yeah, what they create, and what I don't mean WhatsApp forum, but the opportunity for come together for let comrades na UK and na Canada and Germany and here for now we all get a routine way for now they connect and talk and exchange ideas. We just do them very recently. We had a group of us put together some policy arguments for end the discriminatory law called the TUSIM. And it was a diverse group of us, me, Naya, and comrades in Canada, Australia, and other places. Now we come together, and man, we had 2 or 3 meetings, and we put together a document that is just exceptional. And so you see the talent then at the party, but there is a need for now really coordinate rather than let everybody just silo itself. Now Germany silo inside the world is coming together. Zoom don't bring we together. There's the opportunity for now really sit down and know we serve. And if we create that kind of platform, I think ideas then go flow a lot better and we'll be able to govern more effectively.
All right. Cheryl Omotunde Blyden say good evening. Good evening, Blyden. Let me ask you a question to this guy, this because this now a frequent viewer. You get any relationship with Sylvia Blyden? Omotunde Blyden, do you have any relationship with Sylvia Blyden? That's my question for you. You can put it in the comment section if you want. Abubakar Bundu say, if elected, can you work with other parties to fight for the diaspora voting right? Very good question.
Yes. And I think we go beyond just voting rights. In fact, at this point, not to that one they would ask for. And by the way, to be clear, there's no issue with our ability to vote. People in the diaspora can vote. The only thing, in terms of the votes, the only thing they fed for now the ability for law able to register from here. At least as a first step. Law not get for travel all the way to Sierra Leone for go register. Law able to register now, yeah. And hopefully eventually able to cast absentee ballots. And that so there's that one track where they go on and they pursue that one day. And this is really all the APC, the SLPP people who I don't talk to, even NGC people, we're all in the same boat. And we all get a willingness for work together, and particularly because it is all of them laws here and policy here, they are so patently unfair that the arguments are really pretty straightforward. And so we could take up that issue there in collaboration with all the other political parties. But I think the more urgent issue now, the issue of this dual citizen, particularly because the law itself is such a funny law. And I don't know if people really realize that. So the law say you can't, you're not eligible. So if you look at the Constitution of Sierra Leone, I think section 41(9) talk about the qualification for be president, and one of the one of the qualifications there is that you have to be qualified to be elected a member of parliament. And then you go section, I think 75, 9 talk about the qualifications for be a member of parliament. And then you get this section 76, where 9 are the prohibitions, we tell you, say, you cannot be a member of parliament if, and one of the provisions there is that you cannot be a member of parliament if you are a citizen of another country other than Sierra Leone, having voluntarily taken up that citizenship. That's the key phrase there, having voluntarily. So what that means is that you, not Sierra Leonean, you go Australia, you become a naturalized Australian citizen. While you not lose your Sierra Leonean citizenship, you can no longer be elected a member of parliament. However, if you born in America, because we get Pekin the way we born in America,
That's the
right?
point.
The
Yep.
law not apply to you. Why? Because you not take up the American citizenship voluntarily. You were born into it. So if you born na America, so there's 2 citizenship laws which exist all across the world. One we then call jus sanguinis, through the blood. The second one na jus soli, through the soil. So most countries, they practice one or the other. The United States, they practice what they call jus soli. Anybody with them born on American soil is automatically an American, right? However, because Sierra Leone also they practice the jus sanguinis citizenship law, if me born Pekin, indeed I get Pekin them now America, they were born American citizens, but they are also natural born Sierra Leoneans, jus sanguinis, through the blood. So they are dual citizens, except they not take either citizenship voluntarily. They were born into both of those citizens. So guess what? Me young Pekin, they were born in America. I get 4 year old when I ever go salon, he get right in a salon past me already. That
It,
can be.
it's just ridiculous, actually. It's ridiculous. But if you look at that also, una na the legal people then who would they consult um we get what we get influence, and that law in 1991 is an influence of another law before that. I think 1971 or 76. I don't
Yes,
remember.
76, I think.
76. Where during the internet day, there was no dual citizenship at all. So
Mhm,
not just an influence. So
mhm.
now that in 2000 and, I think 6 or so, who gets dual citizenship, that law is supposed to be done wipe off, but oh boy, I
That
don't
has
know.
been Ablai Conte don't make that argument there, and it's such a powerful argument because before I think the dual citizenship law was passed under President Kaba, and I have to believe I think it was 1996 on
Oh, 2006.
2006, I apologize,
Yeah.
2006. So 2006 was when it became legal for Sierra Leoneans to take a second nationality without losing their Sierra Leonean citizenship, right?
Yep.
So what in Ablai Conte they say is you have to know, and one of the judges in the recent Yumkela case make that point today. You you can't possibly intend to grant somebody a right to take the second citizenship and simultaneously punish them for taking the second citizenship. If you, and I don't see the legislative notes, yeah, then they keep really good, legislative notes of then conversation, then but you have to know no legislator no go intend for do something like that because it not make no sense. The whole point was to say no, and all you have to do is look around the world. There are major military powers in the world, in Europe, some of the largest military and economic powers. No, get no issue with dual citizenship and holding elective office or any high office in their
Yeah.
country. So we don't forget that.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? We be actually sue three people through three people them. You brother when lawyer Kalokoh a day na the group who they called it I think to sim
Mhm.
group where we they organize. We sue three people them for make them able for tell we exactly because like what you talk so there is no reason why that restriction supposed for happen again after 2006.
Mhm.
The first defendant na the government of Sierra Leone.
Mhm.
The second defendant na the um how they call them, the PPRC.
Mhm.
The PPRC, because now they're
Mhm.
responsible for make them able maintain the qualification and determine who that qualify. Then the
Mhm.
third one, I think now
Maybe the Electoral Commission.
the electoral commission. Yeah, the electoral commission. Um, the the electoral commissioner come out and tell we say they not one day tell people people then say they're not qualified because they get dual citizenship. That's what they tell we. Then say we now go to we now party them. We tell we now say we are not qualified. We not one day say so. The PPRC say the same thing. So it just puts me in a kind of a funny position. We don't know what to for do again. Okay, if the electoral commissioner don't tell we say they not one day tell somebody say you not qualified because he get dual citizenship after 2006. Then who say this problem come out?
That
Now
makes sense to
that
me.
back to the political parties them.
No, it makes perfect sense to me because I mean, really, basically, the Electoral Commission is there. It's not that's not what they do. Na party generally when you run for office in Sierra Leone, na party they nominate you. So now then they make that decision. Now then they do the filter. And in all fairness, until 2017 nomination process for
Yep.
members of parliament, that this issue not been non-issue. It was a dead issue. No one ever talked about it. I think now one of them hold over pieces of legislation where, oh yeah, we'll go come back to Ram. There's no urgency to fix it. We'll fix it. And in any case, nobody not care anyway. Somebody made it an issue in 2017. There's been a lot of stories. Myself then tell me some kind private story about who started all of this. But anyway, that one they all
Yep.
here we are today. But every reasonable Sierra Leonean understands no, this law not correct at all.
It's not correct actually. All right, now we
No.
go to the comment again. Augustine Toure say, how do you want to coordinate with APC branches in the diaspora to get? Oh, I think we don't done this. We don't answer this already.
Mhm.
Now we go to Saliu Bangora say, total display of experience and intellect. Love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doc. Ibas.
Mhm.
All right. Abdul Jalal say, if happen you become the next chairman of the APC USA branch, what are you going to put in place to make sure that the youths are inclusive in your administration? Good question.
The first thing what I go do, so first of all, I hope we elect a good youth leader na this branch. Because and there's a reason they call them youth leader. They're not, the youth are not leaders of tomorrow. They are leaders today. And it's important for let the youth leader understand that, say, in a part of the government, na part of governance, na part of policy making. What would they make decisions na yeah, how we intend for govern, everybody get for be present na the table. The women's leader, the youth leader, the all of the executives and the chapter presidents. And we want for ensure say we all come together and make them decision yeah together. That's number one. Number two, the many of the so-called youth now we me know where I don't interact with, they are exceptionally well trained, well qualified for some of the highest positions in Sierra Leone. And so we get for dismiss that meet day for say the people where we they pull Naya for go present, for open doors, for push, for let them appoint into offices. Many of them, as a matter of fact, and quite frankly, probably as a matter of necessity, many of them get for be very young people. Yeah, the new constitution changed the definition of youth, from I think 40, was it 40? I think to 35, then lower the new APC constitution. So, but 35, think about, I mean, certainly by the age of 35, I already had two master's degrees. So it's many people by that age, they don't get very good experience and don't get solid education. And so they're already qualified for many, many key jobs na Sierra Leone. And we therefore get a sit down with the youth leader and all the youth now, all the chapters, and sit down and understand. why we not for push them into elective office na salon. The one that we want access for set up, NGOs or other organizations, we go work with them and really help sharpen whatever skills they get and direct them and open the doors for them. And really, quite frankly, now something where I think any well-placed leadership in the largest overseas branch of a party supposed for able to do that one they fairly easily. Supposed for able to open access, outside access not exist, supposed for able to direct people, and we go be that bridge there and we go do them very effectively.
That's a wonderful answer. All right, Peter Conte say, what will you prefer, working for the APC or working for the Republic of Sierra Leone?
Well, I mean, if you're not APC, they work for Sierra Leone. That's for sure. Because I mean, we will not make them distinction. Yeah, I mean the APC, the SLPP, the NGC, and all them parties. Yeah, they are a creation of the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Now, mechanism for let we organize, we serve, and craft policy and put forward arguments and present them to the people of Sierra Leone for decide the group where they govern. And once you get into governance, and this is key, and it's very important for let people understand that because it often gets missed. Once you get into national office, you are no longer working for your party, you're working for the country. And you work for all the people in Sierra Leone, including and especially the people who know the APC, with the people who not vote for you. And everywhere, and it's so important for let we understand that one day. For say, if so if you ask waiting I prefer, this really it's I think it's a false preference. Really, are they APC and really are they work very hard for the people of Sierra Leone.
All right. Sally Conte say diaspora director was based at State House and he was supposed to be a liaison between State House and the diaspora. That was
Mhm.
true.
Yeah, very true.
And if APC win it,
Mhm.
I think it caught time. You go, okay, it just say if APC win it. Sally Conte, you not finish your statement, so sorry.
No,
Sally
again,
Conte say, what is your take on Alfred Conte's move to debunk Honorable AKK press release on the death of Samson? And don't you think that it shows a clear disunity between him and the chairman, and his secretary AKK?
there's a lot of tension in the 21-man committee. And at this point, man, I hope not to news at the Gilna because it's quite public. I mean, you see in the competing utterances, in the competing press releases, we don't see enough of them for no say there's a lot of tension, which is understandable. Again, people for step back and no say this is a political organization. You get competing interests, and many of these tensions are not devoid of the competition for lead the party and for the presidential nomination. Now they all the tension, yeah, they come out. And it happen. And sometimes also the tension is created by the differences in personalities, in intentions, and all that yeah, they happen. It's unfortunate. If you ask me what's my take, I think it's unfortunate. I don't like it. Nobody does.
Yeah.
And it hurt them and it hurt we all. And I think it will benefit them, and I hope in time and sooner rather than later, they see the benefit of working together for the sake of the country.
I get a lot of comments, maybe because I don't already go above the time, but since you're not a political person, so you will be a little bit, let me just complete the comment there. All right, let's go to Augustine Toure. How can you collaborate with all the other parties to influence a peaceful election in Sierra Leone?
Well, I think all 7 or so million of us have to work very hard on this because this na in na the key, and I'm so happy we ask this question. I think we get for play we own part in the good news for we as a party is that if they conduct the election peacefully and then count the ballots, we they win. And we already know that, say we they win. So we, the APC, get a vested interest in making sure that there is no scuffle, no violence, nothing. Let the people register, let them cast their ballots and count the ballots and announce the results. We go in. So
Yeah,
we have a vested
definitely.
interest, and we dey work very hard for make sure that one they happen. The people where want for introduce violence, my advice to them is that it not go benefit una, because there are other people interested, including total outsiders. The entire international system sees Sierra Leone as a growing success story. We don't come a long way from the civil war. We don't make strides. This we don't create three presidents in a row in a non-violent way. We don't conduct what, five elections, five presidential elections, five parliamentary elections, and another road they want for continue. And so all of these people are heavily invested: the European Union, the United States, and the British and all the other embassies, the United Nations, and they all go come and we continue to make representations. And our representation to the international system is this: that look, the last time law and order collapsed here in this country, everybody go back and read. It took the largest contingent of UN troops ever assembled in history at the time for bring that war day to an end. It cost a lot of money, it cost lives, and nobody wants to go back to that. All of the people will make their contribution, then the United Nations, the British government, all the other governments, the Nigerian government, they are all heavily invested in making sure we stay on track. And I promise you, they are going to listen to us. They are going to listen to the people of Sierra Leone. Then will show up in full force for ensure, one, that the people of Sierra Leone register, and everybody who is registered to vote is able to cast their ballots, that the votes are counted correctly and the correct results announced.
And this is why some of we know they in favor of any um protest at this time, because it actually affects the APC party. We get more to lose when it comes to violent protests than to gain. Like what you talk so. Now look, most of Ubobode and then they in hiding because now the people and they run after them. So now we not encourage any protest. We protest right now is go register. When the time reach, now we come up for votes. Now that one day, now we best bet at this particular time, not go.
Amen. Violence benefits them, not us.
Yeah. Alima Diaz dos Santos say the country is deeply divided. How do you intend to unite the people of Sierra Leone and ease the tribal and regional tension in our country? We are all one people at the end of the day.
Amen. First of all, the country is not that divided. And it's easy watching from outside to think it is. And the reason that is happening is because you get rogue political demagogues out there stoking tribal differences and fanning the flames for their own benefit. If you actually live in Sierra Leone, and those of us who had the opportunity are born and men na Makeni and I move to Kenema and I go finish for grow up till I come from a college. And I'm telling you, Kenema is as home to me as Makeni is. The people of Sierra Leone are very liberal in terms of their ethnicity as well as in terms of their religion. They are very open. And in ordinary times, Sierra Leoneans generally don't think of themselves in terms of ethnicity. They think of themselves in terms of interest, in terms of neighborhoods, in terms of cities. When politicians show up, because they don't get much for offer, because they get a thin resume, because they get a thin program, they use ethnicity as sort of the gap filler. In the end, when waiting they don't present not enough for move public opinion, they introduce the ethnic card and then play it up very high, and then it appear like how we have been provoked so many times, even during the Civil War. That Civil War lasted over 10 years and it never took an ethnic component in Sierra Leone. There's a reason for that. Let me tell people today, Sierra Leone is blessed. Sierra Leone is one, we demographic composition, nine help we. We do not have a majority ethnic group in Sierra Leone, meaning there is no ethnic group in Sierra Leone that constitutes more than 50% of the population. The census, the most recent census, I think it puts the two largest groups, the Timni and Mende, at right about 30% each. That means that if you combine the two largest ethnic groups in Sierra Leone, they make up only 60% of the population. That also means that 40% of Sierra Leoneans are neither Mende nor Timid. So, I mean, the power of the so-called minority in Sierra Leone is so high that it not a benefit any politician for play the ethnic card unless it just want for do mischief and create, diversions. And usually people do that when they are failing.
And in addition to that is the interrelationship way we don't create another country dey. Like what
Fine.
you talk earlier, if you start for dig into you family, they take far for make you jump outside of what you think say na the lineage of your family. So that's na a very big factor too. Now Abal, sorry Abal, he corrects me. I think I've been calling Abdal. Abal Jallo, MPs in the well of parliament are playing political game with the Tusim issue, and they failed to bring it up in the last bill. They were debating in parliament. What are you going to do about it? I think we don't answer this now already.
Let me say one thing. I think I know side it go, and you are correct. It's protectionism, just old-fashioned protectionism.
Yep.
They don't want to let people come abroad, can compete with them for the party nomination for members of parliament. But we have to pressure the APC for actually include in its manifesto a complete rejection of the Tusim law and actually pledge in writing in their manifesto to fight to repeal it.
Yeah, definitely. Saliu Conte say members of parliament are the ones responsible to guarantee diaspora and voting right. Yeah, but they're not even ones for make we participate. So that's a big problem anyway.
Yeah.
Sally Conte say, let's elect members of parliament that are ready to work on the diaspora and voting right. Definitely. That's therefore be something. I am Abal, not Abdul. Sorry, I've been done here already. So sorry about that for pronouncing your name back. I Abu Bakar Bundu. Because of the current situation, Sierra Leone, many of our comrades are afraid to travel home to register. What can you tell them to allay their fears to go home and register? That's not the last comment.
I can tell you, all of you, not to be afraid. Me, self, don't already buy me ticket. I they go. There's a lot of attention on Sierra Leone. People are paying attention, and all of the key stakeholders. And this now, actually, if anything, this now the moment where you're not afraid because all the eyes of the world is on Sierra Leone, and then they pay attention. So nobody no get for arrest you. If you really just fly into Sierra Leone and go about your business and go register, nothing not go happen. But the one thing where I go say is, and I go closer to the time, I go coordinate that effort today. We will they come out in America, and I hope other countries then do the same thing. Let we stay together, let call each other, and let develop a community of all of us where they go and know side everybody there, and hopefully take some action, for protect each other while we are out there. But nothing not gonna happen.
Uh, Last but not the least, Musa Conte say, okay, you are my Kenema bro. So you have to campaign me to become a member of your party. Born and bred Kenema Bobo with full-blown Northern DNA, weak political leadership, politicking is the cause of hyper-tribalism. Also, Peter Conte has to get out of his inner self and think big picture. All right, so that's conclude the comments. I just want to thank una very much for una comments. So now, Doctor, I can give you 2 minutes for make you case. Look at the camera. Tell the APC members in the diaspora na the USA and I am we get for go vote for you with why you think say them for vote for you. Go ahead.
In all the time I don't give me and my brother Kebi Toure, again I apologize, able make him naya today, but we una listen to him, we go understand why if una elect we una they really get two for the price of one. Me and Kebi don't tell una cross with travels and all the opportunities we don't we foresee one for accomplish just these five things. One for raise money for the party, recruit more, expand membership, really open opportunities for we with the abroad Naya, fight for end this to same discrimination and try for bring we all together for a common purpose. But you see, all of this, we dey tell una, me and Kebi, we dey stand behind all of this for say, we own experience between the two of us. We get over 15 years of experience, close to 20 years of experience now this branch in managing the Pennsylvania chapter, me managing the Carolina chapter. We get excellent relationships with all the chapter presidents then Naya. We know how the chapters they work. We know where the people are. We know who side the money they. We know the mistakes we don't happen. We know the successes we don't happen. We know how for tap into the enthusiasm we they Naya. But it's more than that. What you would offer Wuna is a different kind of leadership. We go make decisions together. There will never be a decision where you, your own chapter president, not present, will they make that decision. We not get opportunity for speak and tell we within you, the chapter member, they think, the youth leader, and everybody go be part of that decision making. Second, we all go implement them decision that we they make together. We go also implement them together. And three, una go get access to we. We all na comrades. APC wonderful. It simplify. We all, people call professor, doctor, and everything. We find one title for everybody, comrade. That means we are brothers and sisters. We get a particular connection. So if anything where they go on at this branch, if you chapter president not tell you, you can call me directly, you can call Kebi directly, and we entire executive, anybody where you call. And we promise you, you will never get conflicting information. Anything where you chapter president tell you, if you call me, now that I will tell you. If you call Kebi, now that it will tell you. But finally, we they bring to Una something called integrity, credibility. We are upright people. We care about we own image. We care about we reputation. And we go conduct we self in a way where we will all go be very proud for say, now we leader then why. We no go ever get a disagreement na ya about financial matters. They no go exist because we don't pass that side. We are the largest overseas branch of the APC and we matter. There are millions of people whose welfare depends on the success of this party. We roll in that process. We take them extremely seriously. We carry we serve in the way we will be proud for say now una leader then wire. And we go report to una and we go inform una every single day of the week. Una go know exactly what thing they happen and una go know say una get people we truly they represent una. All waiting we ask una for do is to just give us a chance. Una just give we a chance and see what we go deliver. We lasting legacy, we hope, after the 3 years we will serve me and Kebi, is that we go change the trajectory of this branch. We go change, we go forever elevate the level of requirements we una get now for leadership. Una go understand for one say we can and we should do better. Before I left, I just want to tell we all Sierra Leoneans, this is a Sierra Leonean moment for all of us, whether you APC, SLPP, NGC. Lord, we pray for our country. Lord, think about we brothers and sisters. Lord, continue for send money for them, for food and anything with them. Lord, continue for help them. Lord, continue for pray for them. And Lord, continue for be part of we country. And this journey will begin, this democratic journey. Lord, left this country even better than we found them. So we picking them. Let God bless you now all on behalf of my brother Kebi and on behalf of me wonderful campaign team. I'm not able talk Naya about me campaign team, but when I see me campaign manager, it come in and out, Bakar Bundu, you and your team and everybody within now we campaign team, you are the best. Me and Kebi just forever grateful. And Dr. Mankota, thank you. Kebi Sela tell you plenty apologies. Say able to make an aya, but we tell you plenty thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, boss.
Well. Gentlemen, that is a uh, come on today. So, well, I also want to thank you very much for this wonderful message way. Now, kind of a message way soothing, and with the pray God say anybody with this message, please do the right thing. The APC USA need you, and make sure you vote for the right person. And as you somebody we na a good leader, I know how to know when it's this na a good leader. So thank you very much, and I thank you all. And we go soon back next week, same time, same place. Thank you, Dr. Suphian Kalokoh.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the program for today. Well, next week we will continue for do um next week we will continue for do the best way we get for do. I've been talk about we brought away then kill well kind of an execution. I just get about 10 minutes, 9 minutes. So I will talk about a small one, and I will talk back about the situation we get as alone. As when I don't know what thing they go on as alone, it's very important for make we think. Let's think, my brothers and sisters. This for the past 11 years, almost going to 12 years, that this platform. I mean, message always: unity is strength. When we unite, when I say unity, I'm not talking about APC. I'm talking about APC, SLPP, PDP, NGC, C4C, everybody. I'm talking about the country. I always the preach say the purpose of multi-party democracy is not about enmity. It's not because somebody is a SLPP and you na APC, so therefore una na enemies them. So any side una meet up na dogs and cats. No, the purpose the main purpose of multi-party democracy is for compete for better ideas how the country they divide. What's it? The country they develop. Okay, that's the main purpose. That one day you get your idea way different from me, then let's put that on the table. But for begin go cause somebody, for begin go attack somebody, kill somebody. Look what we lost. This we young man here, Evangelist Samson. And not only angry no more. A lot of people that then lost their lives. So it is terrible. It is really terrible. But we pray to God say, make this why be a teachable moment for every Sierra Leonean for say sometimes them small snippets they put on social media. We not gonna know the effects of them snippets then they especially when the snippets then they na very divisive material. You not gonna know the psychological impact where it be on certain people. So everybody able for consume information the same way. You sometimes they feel say you just they do it for leisure time, because when you put divisive material on social media, people then they begin fall down from one place to another. It's dangerous. Words are dangerous than bullets. This breeze where with the pull, with the talk, na breeze na they come on, is more dangerous than a bullet or a sword. Let us be careful how we do things. It is important that we preach peace na the country. You know what I mean? Say APC supposed to go after SLPP, after SLPP supposed to go after APC. Those times are already past. Those times are, maybe during the 70s, early 80s, even maybe early 90s. Now, no. Every country now they try for move forward and they hold themselves together for move forward. Why do we encourage people where they just they cause trouble in the country? We they encourage them? We they idealize them? Tell them say, oh, they are idols them. So we they put them in a position where kind of a divine position. And when you they try for idolize somebody where they do bad, if you say they do good, that's so. Somebody when they do bad, you just still try for praise and try for encourage them. If you say that the best thing we're supposed to do, and that's not supposed to be, we're not supposed to do that, at all. May God make the soul of Evangelist Samson and all the people that will lost their lives, that these senseless, violent protests, let them rest in peace. But it is no longer about those people. They are already gone. It's about me and you. How we go able to change? How we go able to use this tragedy for make we able bring in sanity in our political spectrum? That's not the thing that way we all supposed for to think about. Unfortunately, even after that tragedy, I dey see people then still they continue for pump hatred materials on social media. Always. They pump things in social media, things the way the benefits the party where you think in you support. To be honest with you, whether na cause so, whether na violence so, they benefit the APC, neither benefit the SLPP. It is just they destroy the fabric of our society. So stop. You not a hero. Somebody where they make name and them barbaric behavior, yeah, you are not a hero. Probably you get a distorted thinking now you aid. The world don't civilize. The world don't civilize. You don't need for cause big man, they don't need for cause people them. The way civilized politics they play now, if me and you disagree, let's put our ideas on the table, let we discuss them. Let me come halfway, you come halfway, we meet in the middle. So we were able to benefit the people the way they support me. But if every time now we they pumping divisive messages on our social media and people then they just imagine there's but then they that protest they about 95% of the people that were seeing a video. Now young people them very, very vulnerable about them. And then now them in the common street so. Do they use them about them day for the sake of your ego, for the sake of your selfishness? Now look, 27 good lives now because of you now then lives and they don't waste so. And not to down and they no more you affect to because each and every life we don't die. It gets parents them, it gets picking them, it gets other family members them. And sometimes them people then they are the breadwinner of the family. They don't go lose their life. Look at the policeman, the way they go kill. Some of them are inside the police station, they go kill them. Why? Why they go kill policeman? Why? For waiting. For politician? Politician? Just imagine. About a couple weeks ago, the chairman of the SLPP, una see the video, right? Where he publicly talks to him, Ian and Yansane and Anesbel Koma, then they talk quite often. What do you say? Now, he say, when he hold meeting with some of in supporters them, he talk he say Ian Yansane and Anesbel Koma, then they talk quite often. Well, what in this tell you? Tell you say, not go kill yourself for politician because these people are the same. Then they sit down and they laugh with. When they don't push you na public, na net, and then they go sit down, begin to take telephone call and they laugh and say, when I look, I know, man, that's all politics. Rather than they suffer, and then small, young, but then they suffer. Now we do a better job for educate we bobo them for saying violence is not an answer to anything. Remember the music, what war is good for? Nothing. Nothing, absolutely. What violence is good for? Nothing. And I will continue for, advocate for peace. because we have 8 billion people in this world, in this earth. 8 billion, right? How many of we are Sierra Leoneans? I mean, 8 million people. 8 million out of 8 billion. Now, like tenth of a tenth of percent. And look at we country. Now, small piece of land, very, very small piece of land. Eh, come on. Why you think say we not for make sure say that piece of land we able make it become a heaven for everybody? Why? Why would they preach tribalism? Why would they preach regionalism, nepotism? Why? Why do you think this is? You think this is the way we supposed to teach with people? Remember the generation before us, because of they're not able to teach we what's patriotism. And the reason this way we they behave this way, but we are better than the last generation because now the country, the world don't develop to the extent that not the way na hidden thing. Remember during the 70s, if something happened at Freetown, sometimes it take nearly a week or more before somebody within a bow for make or somebody within a Kalahu for make say that this thing happen at Freetown. Now, not instantaneous. It happens sometimes almost near live. So the world don't change. If we don't want for change, we go destroy that country there. And if we destroy that country there, we're not gonna nobody for blame. We they blame ourselves. So now this I just get for everybody. For always for make we think say we are better as Sierra Leoneans if we work together. If you think say that SLPP guy, that SLPP woman, na my sister, na my brother, and the SLPP person thinks say that APC man, that APC woman, na my sister, na my brother, irrespective of the affiliations. Just like waiting Dr. Suphian Kalokoh just talk, it is because of the country that you have political parties. It is not because of political parties that you have the country. And you know what? Me, I don't give a damn how people then they take me. I don't care. You know why? I like my country. I like Sierra Leone. I don't come out. I don't can see how people then they do Naya and other advanced society where they make then they develop everybody. You see now Africa people them then get the mind for try for cross the ocean with them small canoe for making them can no more than them countries because you know why? Because the people then wait then at them country then do something when the correct thing way then do way then develop so where we they run sometimes we even we they lose with life for just kind of for can seek the benefit of them people here. If we don't can see say yes now these people then do way then develop why we not they go take them to their idea we go implement on our county instead we still this deep and this backward mentality divisiveness now we dey no more. Oh, Madabio in West Bend, oh, and Escoroma in Big. And then petty stuff that with the Panama, all every single day on social media. Now look what they go on. I'm not surprised, so and they tell them, I'm not surprised where I see this kind of tragedy will happen to because it don't say where I be the one when I say, when I be careful. This divisiveness when I they put so, they cause problem. And right now, to be honest with you now, we don't reach a stage if we not they reverse will continue for go with this trajectory. You think say you did in America or you did in Europe, everything is okay. I think you need to think again. When time reach, now America na yeah, and they can't take you, carry go as alone for make you go see the fruit of your effort where you put for that country there. You know safe, you know safe. I like you na citizen. In fact, na America na yeah. Open it, you passport and look what the right there. Now a reminder for say, come on, no matter what in the status now, if you not behave, if you dey cause problem outside, you just dey cause problem na your country because you think say you live na you no care about the plight of the people them, then they can't take you na make you go facing justice. Okay? And your refugee status not go save you. It not go save you. Because first of all, if you're not a refugee, there's certain restriction where you're not supposed to do. They not can keep you na for make you cause trouble in your country. That's not the reason. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I am not a Sierra Leonean because I was born in Sierra Leone. I think I talked about this in the TPN forum then this year. I am not a Sierra Leonean because I was born in Sierra Leone. I am a Sierra Leonean because Sierra Leone is in me. Remember the quotation from Kwame Nkrumah? He said he was not an African because he was born in Africa. He was an African because Africa was in him. Now the same quotation where I quote from also. If you get Sierra Leone in mind, then it makes you a Sierra Leonean. You go know what you do. Well, if you just think say you are a Sierra Leonean because you are born in Sierra Leone, I think that is not enough to become a Sierra Leonean. Patriotism is a very good thing. I thank you very much. We'll see you back next week, the same place. We are now for share and continue for do what you get for do. Don't forget somebody because your destination, nobody not going to determine it for you. Now you get for determine your destination. Do the right thing. It's important for make you do the right thing. Left your destination to God. Now only you and God will able to determine your destination, not to everybody, not to anybody. If somebody is telling you, oh, Dr. Mankota, they talk too much through, so therefore, forget about it. Forget about it. I'm self-sufficient. I'm telling you. I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave. My mind is free. And I always they pursue the truth. And I always they do things the way they benefit me and you and the young Bobo them who we left for that country this alone. The vulnerable people them. We they not care much about politics. We don't clean them go do then they at them farm and the farm for friend which then they eat. We they go instigate them for make trouble happen. No more way it happen. Are the same people that they die. And you think say you not patrons? Anyway, we'll talk more about that. That just completes this. Let's just complete this broadcast and good night.